Good morning and welcome once again to Real Estate Economics weekly webinar series covering for this week Arizona. This is part 4 of 4. If you're interested in seeing the whole series, please make sure you've downloaded or collected parts 1 through 3. You can listen to those in any order, and over time as the number of postings increase, as our weekly series increase in number, you'll be able to go back and pick previous markets. They should rotate on a quarterly basis, so there'll be a new one every quarter for each particular market area, allowing you to keep current on the trends that are taking place on the ground in these areas. We've talked previously about price and volume recovery in this market. We'd like to look at some other factors. This particular chart here shows material prices for 2x4 framing lumber. 110,000 board feet is the contract size. This is traded each and every day on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. The prices are on the right. That's $300 per 1,000 board feet. The point of this chart is you can see over the time frame here from December 2009 to the current time period, lumber prices have been on the increase until just the past 3 or 4 weeks. Most of this lumber is taken for framing, and it likes to be acquired seasonally in the spring for spring and summer building seasons. It likes to be acquired in late winter and early spring for manufactured wood products, for truss manufacturers and subfloor manufacturers, that sort of thing. So you can see that this is a good sign as far as we're concerned, that there's underlying strength in the supply chain. We frankly do not want to see this get too overextended price-wise, because what starts to happen is it will add a couple of dollars a foot to the construction cost of a house, and as much as we'd like to see a steady, well-supplied supply chain with good prices for the manufacturers, we don't want to see this run away. I'd actually considered replacing this with another material, copper, cement. There's a number of other things we could look at, but this recent price action giving up so much ground here going into May, I think maybe we'll watch that for a couple of weeks and see what that can tell us. This is another chart that shows the supply chain adjusting. This is for Louisiana Pacific Corporation. They're a publicly traded company available. You can see the stock price every single day of the week on the New York Stock Exchange. What this company makes is oriented strand board, manufactured wood products, engineered wood products, the truss systems, subfloor systems, that sort of thing that we just discussed a bit ago. This is a 3-month chart, so not quite the same time frame as the last one. You can see the same sort of improvement coming through the February, March, April period right underneath the X, and then all of a sudden we get some rapid acceleration. It was about this time that there seemed to be a little bit of change in sentiment about the durability of the economic recovery. Maybe we are going to get a few more homes sold coming out of the tax credit programs, that sort of thing. We didn't see a big run-up in rates at the end of April after the government ended their purchases of securitized mortgages. But now we're seeing this run off a little bit. It could be the end of the tax credits and that sort of thing. There's been a lot of deliveries of the types of materials that this company sells, but I doubt enough to run the builders through the summer. So we'll keep an eye on this and see what this means to the supply chain. A couple of conclusions here. We believe the prospects for employment growth are better in Arizona in this MSA than most of the other western markets. Again, employment-friendly political environment and other things are going to help this market, and it's also going to benefit from inflows of mature buyers. Foreclosed homes we'd like to talk to. If you look at the websites of many of the lenders and see what types of homes are in their inventory, there's a lot of bad stuff in there, and there's a lot of homes that aren't going to quickly meet the needs of owner-occupants looking for a home for their family. If you couple that with the fact that experienced rental investors, home remodelers, and home flippers are already out culling this inventory, taking off the best homes, what's going to be left in 2 or 3 years is the least desirable homes in the most remote markets, in the worst neighborhoods, this sort of thing. So we just don't see foreclosed homes stepping up, if you will, and fitting the demand of many people interested in buying. For many young buyers, college graduates, people with employment changes and employment difficulties, there may be an adjustment period when you're not that interested in having a home. Once confidence returns and the market picks up, we think there'll be good demand, but there's a group of people who've seen their peers, their parents, other people suffer through these big value declines, and it's going to take time to rebuild that confidence. The very last 2 points, we're talking again to our mature buyers. We think there's a steady outflow of buyers outflow from high tax states into low tax states that are going to help cushion the outlook on on Arizona, particularly as we start to see a little bit of economic recovery. If I can, let me just cover our services here at Real Estate Economics and our areas of particular specialty. We are a residential market consulting firm and online web services site. Our consultants will do site-specific feasibility work, supply and demand. One of our key specialties is land optimization. If you have a large piece, not even a large piece, any sort of piece of undeveloped land, and you're trying to formulate a product array for that really will deliver value to you, the owner, let us know, because we'll program condos, houses, whatever the use type is, and mix a precise plan for that land that delivers the highest present value. It's quite common that when we do this, we see improvements of underlying land value of 50, 100, even 200% at times. We do this on a contract basis and a retainer basis. In regards to our online website services, many of the maps and graphs you've seen presented here today come from our housing transaction report. Again, something you can take on a statewide basis, on a city, on a zip code. If you are interested in a specific planned community, you can drill right down to those physical boundaries, draw your own polygon, cover your own time period, and look at market changes for any time period or geography you're interested in. We do new home development surveys and statistics. Much of the data presented today is from our residential economic reports, where we consider the conditions on the ground and look forward. We do not believe the housing market is a binary market where it's good market, bad market. We've seen too many examples of if you take the right product to the right market at the right time, you can successfully sell that despite fairly weak employment conditions. And if you do the opposite and build the same theme that hasn't really worked, that hasn't resonated with buyers, the only outcome of that is cutting prices. This is our team I'd like to introduce you to today. Shown on the top left is Mark Bowd, principal and founder. I'm John Mulville. On the bottom left, if you're interested in web-based products or having someone introduce and explain those to you, please talk to Judy Duell. She's the lady with the deals on subscriptions and can really help tailor the products that we offer to your particular needs. If you subscribe or would like to subscribe and get the most out of those products, please talk to Sandy Rivera. We are the #1 user of our own products here and our own web-based materials, so we have tremendous experience and insight into how they work, how to draw the maximum information out of the product, and how to really stack the deck in your favor so you're delivering the right product to the right market at the right price. Thank you for joining our Arizona webinar today, and please join us next week and in the weeks in the future. Don't forget to download all the segments so you can get everything in its entirety. If you want to direct any questions to us, you can see my email contact right there or my phone number. I'm happy to talk to you about anything you've seen here today or field any questions that you're interested in. Thank you again. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll talk to you in a week.